for a while. We have 4 matters. I think we should get through those fairly quickly. Anagnostou, Jill Hicks is here.
Yes.
All right. And let me bring that up on my computer. All right. So Ms. Day has issued a report. Mr. Anagnostou, have you contact the father?
Yes, I've had a couple of conversations with my client. Usually we work through his wife, Courtney. I'm not sure, she's indicated she was going to be here. But anyway, I spoke with him again yesterday about the report. I do want to inform the court that he will be out of prison. He's currently incarcerated at Coyote Ridge. He gets out on April 25th. He's reviewed the guardian ad litem's recommendation, and he's willing to take a paternity test, whatever other evaluations that she has requested. She's done, I think, a substance abuse evaluation and a mental health evaluation. He'll do those. The issue is, I mean, paying for him. He has no funds, but he's willing to cooperate with us.
Okay.
And I think he indicated at one of the previous hearings that the issue about paternity test came up, and it was indicated that there was funds available to pay for that for him through ESHS or some other party that was here at the time of that hearing.
Okay, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, he indicated it was during a court hearing that was discussed, and that the DNA testing would be paid for.
Let me tell you I'm just going to think out loud with everyone, okay? Because it seems to me I can go in 2 directions. The first is I accept Ms. Day's report. I enter an emergency minor guardianship based on that. A full guardianship is what we're here for. I enter a full guardianship, and if Mr. McKnight does a paternity test down the road and indicates he's the father, then he could come back to court and ask for some sort of visitation or contact with the child at that point. But that would require that he initiate that. The other thing I can do is extend the immediate emergency minor guardianship until he's sometime after he's out of jail. That would leave Ms. Hicks with the same authority, and wait for at least wait a reasonable time for a paternity test. And if he does test show that he's the father, then he can participate in this proceeding. If he's not the father, then we move on and enter the full guardianship at that time. So that it seems to me those are the 2 ways that I can go here. Let me hear from Ms. Day. Maybe you have some thoughts on that.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I guess I agree. I mean, I think there are kind of 2 options here, but not much can be done until paternity is established. I believe that the Division of Child Support through the department will provide paternity testing because the child is receiving benefits through the state, and they will want to establish paternity. And I believe that's something that they will address once he's out of incarceration. I guess it's my thought that the minor guardianship be granted, and then once paternity is established, Father McKnight could then come back and seek visitation and to establish a relationship. that's part of the issue here. There is no relationship at this point. And so once he's out and established as the father, then he can certainly seek visitation and contact kind of through the appropriate measures as you would do in any other circumstance. But in the meantime, I think that's the wisest choice to be happening at this point.
Mr. Agnostic?
Yes, Your Honor. And with all due respect, I would disagree with the guardian ad litem. I think the best way to go forward would be to grant the emergency and leave the ultimate decision open. My client's at an extreme disadvantage by being incarcerated, and that's his issue, but it's going to be resolved here shortly enough on April 25th, and then he can get going on the testing and ultimately would like to start some kind of residential time. We understand that's going to be a stepped up process. Would probably take potentially some additional input from the guardian ad litem. The best way to, I'm not sure if we would be talking at first or if his wife could be a supervisor. There's a lot of issues that we relatively shortly.
Ms. Hicks, anything you'd like to say?
Yes, I'm just really worried about the safety of my granddaughter because he's never been in a relationship where he hasn't been abusive to his partner. And even when my daughter was pregnant, he abused her and hit her and pushed her around and blackened her eye. And I just don't.
Well, those are certainly factors that are going to be considered.
Right. And he has three other kids that he ain't allowed around, and I'm sure there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Or at least two. I think it's two. 3 counting Madison.
So if I grant the full guardianship, I'm going to lose Ms. Day as a guardian ad litem. At that point, I'm going to lose Mr. Anagnostou. There won't be any case really for Mr. Anagnostou to continue on as the attorney, and I don't want to do that. So I think the best thing to do at this point is I'm going to extend the immediate emergency guardianship until May 25th. That's going to leave Ms. Hicks with all the authority that you would have under a guardianship. That doesn't give Mr. McKnight any rights at all.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a month to get a paternity test done. And if he doesn't get it done by the 25th, then I'm very likely to enter a full guardianship at that time. And then it will be up to him to come back to court once he does a paternity test. I think given the fact that Department of Child Support is likely to take care of that, I think a month is a sufficient amount of time for us to wait once he gets out.
All right.
Okay. So
he's never met Madison either, and I that concerns me too.
So I'm going to extend the immediate to May 25th, and we'll have another hearing at that time. Ms. Day, I'd like you to stay involved, and obviously Mr. Anagnostou, you stay involved.
Absolutely. And when Mr. McKnight is released, if he would contact me, then I can help him kind of navigate that process. And at least then we know if he's taking the steps to get the paternity, and we'll be able to have some more information when we come back on the 25th.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you back here then.
On what date?
May 25th. That's a Thursday. Looks like 10:30.
All right. Thank you.
There was a consent signed by the mother.
Yes, Your Honor. Just to give you a quick update, I have been able to meet with all parties involved, including the minor. I did confirm that mother is still in agreement with the consent that she executed. Mother's actually residing with petitioners. in this matter. Father is not in agreement with the minor guardianship. Upon meeting with father, he did ask that I make the court aware that he would like to gain legal representation. The child is also in agreement with the minor guardianship. The minor has requested service of all documents involved in this matter, is waiving his right to appear in court at this time, and is reserving on his right to gain counsel as well.
Okay. Is the father present with us? There, Mr. Chris Zarnecki?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're not in agreement and you're asking that counsel be appointed?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know who that's going to be. Yeah, are you working currently?
Yes, sir. I work swing shift.
How much do you make, sir?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Well, I mean, is it 1,000 a month, 5,000 a month?
Roughly $20 an hour.
And do you work full time?
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't think you qualify for counsel. You have to be in an indigent status to have counsel appointed for you.
Okay.
All right. Would you like, I assume you'd like time to retain an attorney if you want to get a private one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So during that time, let me just take a look here. So right now there's what we call an immediate emergency minor guardianship established. And I'm going to continue that until the next hearing and give you some opportunity to get an attorney. And also Ms. Smith during that time will be finalizing a report to make a recommendation. She will be in touch with you and has already in order to do that report. Ms. Smith, how long do you believe you need to complete the report?
Actually, as it relates to the court visitor report, I am completed with it. I was actually trying to get it out to the parties on Monday, and it just didn't happen. So I will actually be filing it today, and I have emailed it to the parties. I will be mailing it to the minor as well. So that will be completed as far as the court visitor appointment.
Well, in that case, I was going to go out at least a month to give Mr. Zarzecki a chance to get an attorney. I didn't know if I needed to go farther, but since the report's done, why don't we go out to May 11th? Hopefully Mr. Zarzecki can obtain counsel in that time. Looks like, just a minute here, I've got a note that says we're set for May 4th for a hearing. Let me see if I can see what that is.
Your Honor, while you're looking for that, I guess I just would ask for more clarity as to whether you're going to appoint a GAL to do a further review, or if we'll just keep it status quo until the next review hearing.
Okay. If you recommend that I appoint a GAL, I can do that, and I assume you're willing to serve in that capacity.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I will do that, and so the next hearing then will be May 11th at 10:30. So everybody be back here then, and we'll decide how we go forward. The note was we were going to check on the status of service. And Ms. Day is with us. Just want to check. So the parents are Daniel Joseph Hallett and Tracy Mae Miller. Ms. Day, I see Ms. Miller's here, so She
The
knows
father's
what's going
the
on.
father's here as well.
And Daniel Hallett, are you here? Is he
Yeah.
with you? All right.
Right.
All right. So we have both parents here. Okay.
You guys
Ms. Day, have you had a chance to talk to everybody in this case?
Well, I've had a chance to talk with the petitioner and the mother, and I've arranged appointments with them in the next week or so. I've not had any contact with dad, and the mail that I sent to the address I had was returned. So since he's here in court, hopefully Brad can give him my number and he can call me and we can get things moving.
For sure.
I typically need the court visitor report before I can make any decisions. We did an order extending the immediate minor guardianship till today. Do you think a month is long enough, Miss Day, to
Yeah,
get
yes.
back? So let's set the next hearing for May 11th at 10:30. And I will extend the immediate emergency minor guardianship order until that date. So Mr. Deerheim, you'll still have guardianship of the
Okay.
children until that time.
So since I've had the guardianship of them,
Yes.
my father lives closer to their school, so they've been going back and forth between me and his house. I just want to make sure, I want to be transparent and let everybody know that that's what's been going on.
I appreciate that. When you're the guardian, I think you get to decide things like where the children are, what kind of daycare they go to, things like that.
Right. I remember I couldn't change the school because you didn't want that to happen, which I understand.
I did not want that to happen before the
Right.
school year.
Right. So yeah. So I just wanted to be clear that that's the situation we're in.
Okay. Ms. Miller, any comment for today?
No, not really. This is all kind of still freshly new to me. Like, I got a chance to talk to Brad a little bit. Haven't had a chance to talk to Daniel to see what's going on or whatever, but I'm kind of getting filled in with everything. So
Your
Okay.
Honor, I would ask that you screen both the parents since they're here for attorney appointment so that we don't come back in a month and then we're kind of in that place.
Okay. So are both parents requesting attorneys in this case?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Yes. So let's start with Ms. Miller. Are you working right now?
no, I am currently at a temp agency because I was pregnant and I just had a kid. She's 2 months old. So I had to stop working through my pregnancy and I just started getting back to work. So they're looking for a place for me as we speak. I was just down there yesterday.
Are you receiving any state benefits right now?
No, besides food stamps.
You got food stamps?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that fact would allow you to qualify for an attorney. The father, are you working right now?
I'm not currently. I'm actually looking for a job. I should have one really soon.
Okay. Are you receiving any state benefits?
Yeah, just TANF and food stamps.
Okay. All right, you both qualify. It's going to be into next week before I can determine who will represent you. We have a small pool of lawyers who do it. I have to check with them to see whether there's room in their schedule to do this. Okay.
Okay.
They should be reaching out to you. Whoever I appoint should reach out to you in the future. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And okay. Petitioner is here. It looks like Shira Kroll is here. I see Shira. Brad Peters, are you part of this case?
Your Honor, I have been taking care of Brunswick for the last 8 months. He was left with me because Miss Kroll knew it would be a safe place for him.
You're the brother of Miss Cutbirth?
I am.
Okay. And are you in agreement with her being the guardian?
At this time, Your Honor, yes. Even if it was on a temporary basis until some services can be put in place for him. And he's got a lot of needs going on around the situation that me and his mother had a pretty tumultuous last 3 years, especially. And it's had a severe effect on him as to the other children have adjusted better to it. He needs to be in an environment right now where he has a mom and a dad in home. And that's what his needs are crying out for right now. And it's just me and my 2 daughters here. And it got really severe to the point to where I was having a hard time managing and taking care of the other kids and keeping schedules and stuff because the behavioral needs were so severe. And because I'm not his biological father, even though I've been a part of his life, I am his dad. And I will always be his dad. And I would never, ever give up on that opportunity. He's a great kid. He just has a lot of needs right now that I can't get. And because I don't have legal guardianship of him or rights of my own, they won't imply services for me. They won't allow me to get the services that he needs. And I've tried every avenue.
All right. Right now, on an immediate emergency basis, Ms. Cutbirth is the guardian. So
Okay.
Yes.
You're okay with that? All right.
Yeah.
I'm not. And Ms. Kroll, I want to hear from you. What's your position on this? You're muted right now, if you could.
I just was notified of this 2 days ago. I would like to postpone it so I'd have more time to prepare.
Okay.
And if I can have a visit at least 1 or 2 days a week until then. I haven't been able to see my son due to the no contact order between me and his father. I brought him home and then haven't been able to get him. I've tried twice to get him from school. And I've been calling the school and checking in, and they said he's been doing good. I was just informed that he wasn't. So this is new to me, and I have a place where I could take my son if I needed to, and have one-on-one attention with him. I haven't been able to see him since the order was instated 7 months ago, which is crazy. With all this in and out with the courts, I've developed a huge fear. I've thrown up twice since I've just been waiting just to see you. Having a really hard time with courts.
Okay.
I haven't been able to see my kids at all. No visits were ever instated, and I haven't made it. I've tried disputing the last hearing and couldn't get served in time, and kind of took advantage of not having to, or not, I don't know.
Let me talk to Ms. Cutbirth. Right now, I'm somewhat relying on you. Do you have any objection to Ms. Kroll having some contact with
my only objection is that Bruno hasn't seen her in 7 months, and I am concerned about his mental health and his emotional well-being. I did just this morning have his intake for counseling, and so I would think that it would be best for him to be able to establish a relationship with a counselor and maybe speak with that counselor about what would be best interest of Bruno. Ms. Kroll mentioned that, Shira mentioned that, I don't like calling by last names, I'm not that formal, but Shira had mentioned that, there was an order in place. When that order was put in place, she actually had Bruno in her custody, and she made the decision to leave him with Brad, knowing that there was an order in place that would mean that she couldn't have a very easy time getting him back.
I did not leave him there when the order was in place.
She did, and
it was 6 days before our court date.
It was, well, whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know exactly.
The order had
stop one at a time.
I'm sorry. There had been a temporary order in place.
That issue isn't going to be despite.
Right. That's a separate issue. My thing is that I just want, regardless of the circumstances surrounding why she hasn't seen Bruno doesn't understand any of that. He's a 10-year-old. So in his mind, he just hasn't seen his mom in 7 months.
He remembers his mom.
He does, and he misses her, to be completely honest, obviously. I really am just looking out for what's in Bruno's best interest. I'm trying to make sure that I don't want to take Bruno from anybody. I just want him to be in a safe situation.
Do you think a telephone or a video visit would work?
Yeah, I think that would be okay. I mean, I honestly have been leaving it up to Bruno. As far as even talking to Brad asked to talk to him the other day, and I was like, Bruno, do you want to talk to Brad? And he said no, and I said, sorry, Brad, Bruno doesn't want to talk to you. And I'm trying to give him his own autonomy, if that makes sense. I haven't ever dealt with a situation of abandonment before. I know how to deal with big behaviors because I've gone to school for early education, and I've taken classes like conscious discipline. So I know how to help with that kind of stuff. Bruno means a lot to me. I've been in his life since he was a baby, just like Brad and Shira. And
I'm wanting to postpone this.
I'm going to do a couple things. I'm not making much in the way of decisions today.
I feel really attacked right now.
So for the immediate term, I'm going to continue the immediate emergency minor guardianship in favor of Ms. Cuthbert.
Okay.
I'm going to allow telephone or video visits twice a week.
Okay.
And hopefully, I don't think there's a protection order between the two of you.
No, not at all.
I'm also going to appoint what's called a court visitor. You've heard from several of them that I appointed in the other cases. Their job is to look at the case and give recommendations to the court. We do this on a rotating basis. I just go to the next name on the list. The next name on our list is Sherry Farr. And we will give her your information and she will get a hold of you. It really is best for everybody to cooperate with her. That's what helps the court make a correct decision. I will put this out. Let me put it out a month.
I'm not going to see my son for a month.
Well,
I haven't had any way to get a hold of him, or besides doing this whole court thing and serving and doing all that. And I'm not ready for court today. I've had 2 days. Nobody told me anything was going wrong. I've asked the school if he's doing good. He's been told he's been doing good. Cadron didn't let me know. Nobody even checked to see what my living situation was. They just assumed. And I did. Bruno came home before my final court date. I didn't anticipate it going the way it did, or I wouldn't have sent him home at all.
I'm happy to have you come back sooner when you have a chance to look at this. Do you want to do that? I could do it next week. I can't do it on the 27th, or I could have you come back on the 4th, which would be a little sooner.
You said the 4th?
4th of May. So either the 20th of April or the 4th of May.
Is the 20th, Your Honor, I'm sorry, is the 20th next week?
Yes.
I'm in school currently, and never mind. It's a Thursday. I was thinking Tuesdays are my classes. Never mind. That would work either way.
I'm just wondering, Miss Kroll wanted more time to prepare, and I'm willing to have a hearing sooner so she has a chance to prepare.
I don't see the. I wish somebody would have let me know that things were going the way they were. I would have picked up Bruno as soon as I could.
Like, Your Honor, if I may, things were going well for pretty much the entire time. There was the normal stuff that Miss Kroll and I dealt with as parents in the 10 years that we were together. But over the last few months before I had his aunt get involved and pick him up, they had gotten much more extreme. They were getting worse at school and they were getting worse here at the house again. And like I said, I want to make sure that he has the best opportunities available to him. It was not an easy decision for me to make. I still feel it's hard because we love him and care about him, all of us. And I know his mother does. But sometimes I believe that loving someone enough is giving them the right opportunity. And I want Bruno to have the best opportunities for the help he needs. Even if I can't give him that right now.
I'm totally capable of taking my son to appointments one-on-one. Kadrian has 6 kids at her house,
and
a full-time job and school.
Okay.
This doesn't even make sense.
And we may get to
I
that.
never had the opportunity to have my son.
All right. So let's go back. I'm going to appoint Sherry Farr as a court visitor. She's going to investigate and let me know about the situation with the parties. I'll say if Ms. Kroll is capable of taking care of her son adequately, then it's likely that the custody will stay with her. That's the way the statute is set up.
Absolutely.
But what I don't know is whether that's the case right now. Sherry Farr is going to help determine that. I'm going to leave Ms. Cutbirth in as the guardian, and so she has full authority until our next hearing. The next hearing will be on May 4th, and I'm happy to hear any response that Ms. Kroll has at that point. As I indicated, telephone and video visits
twice a week
can work. Yes, twice a week.
Okay.
I'm not ordering in-person visits at this point, just because I want some feedback from Ms. Farr before we get there.
Thank you.
Okay.
For the May 4th hearing, that's at 10:30 as well?
Yes, 10:30.
Perfect.
Thursday at 10. All right. Ms. Kroll, I understand you're frustrated with the wait, but I need to act in a way that makes sure that your son is protected. And so I need to take these steps. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Have a great day.
I'll see you back here on the 4th.
Thank you.